Meow.
If you're looking for a space that inspires creation and feels like home, follow me as we show you how we transform this 80s residential home into our creative space. Hi, this is 22 Hub and I'm Vaneesha, the co-founder. Welcome to our space. The 22 Hub is a creative house that focuses on creating inclusive and accessible content. So that's anything from multimedia, digital content, to campaigns and exhibitions, etc. 22 Hub is actually a house from the 80s. We chose it and also then transformed it into a studio along with our friend because it is very much a space that we felt like had so much potential. As someone who used to work in a very corporate setting, we really didn't want a corporate setting for a creative workspace. So we really thought about how the space can be comfy and cozy and functional. My first tip for anybody who's hoping to start their own creative studio is to make sure that your space is adaptable and also versatile. Some of the characteristics that we really liked about the space was the open concept in itself. Almost everything in the space can be easily moved. It has been so wonderful to see how the space has been utilized by different production houses. We really wanted to make sure that our space is able to cater to many different types of projects. Consider sharing your unique personality by thrifting and buying second-hand furniture. We took into consideration things like colors, and by the way that we furnished it, and plants because, oxygen baby, but also importantly, they look great. And so most of our furniture is actually thrifted and second-hand. We think that this sort of mismatched pieces kind of complement each other in the sense because it's very much like the space in itself. The next tip that I have would be location. Before we decided to move in, we really considered where the studio was and also its accessibility. So PJ is central for most people in Klang Valley. We wanted it to be a place that people didn't have to struggle to get to. So whether it's easy to get to first by car, but also by public transport as well. As beautiful as a vintage space is, it's not without its challenges because it is a home from the 80s. It is quite old. Upkeep is a bit of work sometimes. The most important thing for us is to make sure that everybody within the space is safe. So we do often do regular checks to ensure that things are always maintained and kept well. Another tip I would say is to be very mindful of your area in itself and its location and who you're around. So we have to be really mindful of our neighbors and not to offend them or not to disturb them in any way. It's not just about your space, but it's about everyone around you as well and making sure that you can coexist with them. Being in the industry for about 10 years, I've noticed that there are limitations to the creative industry. Some of the things that we wanted to make sure that we provided was a space for all sorts of people. And we want our creatives to feel welcome and at home. And that includes people who are disabled, so we have disabled-friendly accesses. And when you feel safe and comforted is when creation can happen in its most organic form. Having a space of our own has honestly been such a dream come true for me because it was us seeing a way to fill the gaps in the creative industry in our own special way. I know that our story isn't very common, but I hope this story inspires you and maybe help you to get started on your own journey.